Tell me about your life in Glenfinan.
When it started? Well, so my dad took over the station in 1989, like when it stopped being useful to the railway, because the railway, they had the buildings so that they could operate the points and all the rest of it. And basically my adoptive granddad, he was the one who had that job. So the railway buildings were all disused and there was not really any kind of future for the station. I know there was like a threat that they would be demolished. So my dad came up and he didn't like that idea. So he saw some potential to make a museum about the railway, and because it is a pretty important engineering feat. That's the Viaduct Trail. We made that about, well, was it in 2012? So about 8 years ago.
So it's fairly new, the trail?
It is very new, yeah. I mean, people would try and like, there was a kind of path, but you might get lost like halfway along or something and end up in a peat bog somewhere. But we've made this pretty distinct path like across the hillside and over to the viaduct, and when we made it, we never thought it would have the footfall that it has. The viaduct, when it was created, was like the largest mass concrete structure ever made. It's featured very heavily in the Harry Potter films, and that's a main reason for a lot of people to go. But what a lot of people forget is like the feat of engineering and the function that it served. Its beauty and like its icon status is like a byproduct of that, and it's still one of the most beautiful places to go in Scotland. So the monument that you saw, that's for the Jacobite Rebellion in 1745. So the Jacobite Rebellion it's a very feudal and political uprising, and it's to reinstate the Stuart dynasty in the United Kingdom. And so that's when Bonnie Prince Charlie came over in 1745 and raised the standard, and they used the kind of feudal system to get the clans galvanised together under one banner, and first of all took over the Scottish crown and tried for the English. Never worked.
Never could. I was fascinated with the boy statue, the guy holding the gun.
Oh yeah, so that the statue, that was for the First World War, and that's dedicated to the people in Glenfinan who served during the war. And there's only like 7 people or something, I can't remember the exact number. And usually when you go to these monuments in the city, it's like screeds and screeds of names, so you kind of get lost, but each one is an individual. You'll know the family that they come from in the area. Well, it's the Glenfinan Station Museum. That's my family's charity that we started up and sort of kept going through the years. And we've added to it over the years. So near the beginning, my dad took 2 railway coaches there. So one railway coach is the sleeping car, which you stayed in, which is a kind of nice self-catering bunkhouse, sleeps 10, £15 a night. It's for like hill walkers and all the rest of it, but it's still pretty novel and quite nice. And we also got the dining car, which is self-explanatory. It's just like a wee cafe. So you step off the train and then you come to the wee station building and you come to the kiosk, and that's where we can help you if you're like coming into the station to book into the sleeping car, or getting some information about the area, get our little map and we can show you where to start the trail and go up to the viaduct, and you can spend, quite a few hours just kind of wandering about, finding new things in the village.
The difference between the sunny walk and the rainy walk, I like them both as much.
And the snowy walk, the autumn walk, like it looks totally different with like a foot of snow around the area.
Obviously we saw the frozen waterfall as well. I know we sort of a little bit of running water, you saw completely frozen. Yeah. That was a marvel, man. Honestly, that was so
cool. Something that stayed with me when I saw it when it was completely frozen is just the silence. You're there usually and it's like this deafening kind of roar of water coming down, but just nothing.
Is there a name for the thing you've got to walk over?
It is a bridge. Obviously it functions as a bridge, but it's got 2 wires that you hold onto at the top and only 1 wire on the bottom, and it's a really cheap way of crossing the river, but like it's almost like it's a tourist attraction in itself. So we made a simulation pretty recently, which has won an award now as well. So there's 2 monitors up on either side, and you can pull the levers to see what lever would pull which signal and which point and all the rest of it, and learn about that as well. It's such a beautiful place, which 20 years ago was pretty inaccessible and kind of like an undiscovered gem. It's one of the destinations to go to, and it's still one of the most beautiful places to go in Scotland.